Coming up next on ECN, a regularly scheduled meeting of your Edinburg City Council. On the council, Mayor Ramiro Garza Jr., Mayor Pro Tem Jason De Leon, Council Member Daniel Dan Diaz, Council Member David Salazar Jr., and Council Member Jerry Lozano. Sitting in as advisors, City Manager Myra Ayala and City Attorney Josie Ramirez Solis. And now, live from Edinburg City Hall, the Edinburg City Council.
Good evening, everyone. I want to call this meeting to order of tonight's regular council scheduled meeting of October 7th. It is 6 p.m. And I do see that visibly we do have all members of council present, with the exception of our council member Jerry Lozano, that will not be able to join us this evening. At this time, before we start the prayer, if you can please join me in standing before the prayer. We're going to have a moment of silence for Jared Andrew Lozano, son of Jerry Lozano, who passed away recently, which is why he's not joining us tonight. So please join me in a moment of silence at the time. Thank you. Our prayers are with the Lozano family this evening, and our sincere condolences to the family. We're going to now have a prayer read this evening. We have with us Pastor Joe Rodriguez. You can join us this evening here at the podium from Vertical Community Church.
Thank you, Mayor. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you today with hearts overwhelmed with love for our city. Reflecting on your word, Jeremiah 7, we are reminded to seek the prosperity of the city of Edinburg. You have placed in us a prayer for its well-being, for the mayor and councilmen, as prosperity. We too will find the peace of our own. Lord, we ask for you, for your peace in our city. May conflicts be resolved, unity restored. Lift up our city leaders. Pray that they lead with wisdom and understanding, with integrity. Prioritize what is important and the common good of the people. We seek riches not only in material wealth, but also health, joy, harmony among the city of Edinburg and all its residents. May our city advance into a place where all our residents have an opportunity to thrive, succeed. We also pray for our school district. We pray for the welfare of our city. May it be a haven of safety where all feel secure. May it be a community of health where the sick are healed and all the health issues are nurtured. May this heartfelt prayer serve as a beacon of hope, strength for all who come to Edinburg and who call Edinburg home. Lord, we entrust Edinburg to you, into your care, with the mayor and the city council. Guide us as we work together to improve it. May we find our well-being and its prosperity, just as you have promised us in your word. We pray for our police, for those that serve in not only the police, but we also pray for the firefighters, keep us safe, Lord, and as they serve the community, we pray for their health, their well-being, their protection. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Please join us in a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very well, we're going to move on now to item 2, certification of public notice.
Yes, sir, Mayor. The meeting was posted in accordance to the Texas Open Meetings Act on October 1st, 2025 at 6:40 p.m., sir.
Thank you. Item 3 is disclosure of conflict of interest.
Under state law, a local government official is required to disclose a substantial interest for themselves or certain family members and abstain from voting on matters related to sector. Are there any conflicts to disclose related to items on today's?
No, ma'am.
No.
Thank
Item 4, city manager's report.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. This evening, I do have 3 announcements for City of Edinburg events. The first one will be the 3rd annual homestead exemption registration. I believe this was mentioned at one of our city council meetings. We've had this event in the past, and we're looking to partner with the Hidalgo County Appraisal District again to host the 3rd annual homestead exemption registration event. This is obviously to help our residents get registered. This will be held on Wednesday, October the 15th at the Edinburg A Center from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. The Hidalgo County Appraisal District personnel will be available to answer questions about the homestead exemption and process applications. Our staff will also be there to assist as well from the grants department, so I'd like to thank them for that. To qualify, residents must bring their Texas driver's license or ID that corresponds to the property claimed in the homestead exemption application. If they do have any questions, they feel free to give us a call at 388-8204. Next, I do have the 5th annual World Birding Center Spooktacular. The Edinburg World Birding Center will host its 5th annual Spooktacular event on Saturday, October 18th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Edinburg Scenic Wetlands. This free event is a family-friendly Halloween event that will feature arts and crafts, free candy, games, and local vendors, making it a fun evening for all ages. So we would like to encourage the public to attend. Next, we do have the 25th Annual Halloween Fall Festival. Parks and Recreation invites the community to the 25th Annual Fall Festival on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Municipal Park. This is a long-standing community favorite with features of a trunk or treat, costume contest, school and youth performances, games, prizes, and on-site vendors. So again, we would like to encourage all the public in the community to attend these events. That's all I have for now, Mayor and Council.
Very well, thank you. We're going to move on to item 5, proclamations. We have 2 proclamations this evening, a presentation. The first one, we are recognizing, and I do see him here, Roland Hugh Persley. We refer to him as RH, or at least I do, a lot of folks do. Volunteer firefighter for many, many years. We want to recognize him for his continued years of service to our community and to the city of Edinburg. And we have a proclamation that will be read for the record. Persley, if you want to come up to the podium along with our firefighters, we will join you up front.
Yes, sir, Mayor. I will now read the proclamation for the record. Roland Hugh Persley. Whereas Roland Hugh Persley began his career as a volunteer firefighter with the Edinburg Fire Department in 1975, answering the call to serve his community with selflessness and bravery. And whereas on March 27, 2006, Roland Hugh Persley was hired by the City of Edinburg Fire Department Suppression Division, transitioning from a volunteer firefighter to a career deputy chief. And whereas Roland Hugh Persley has displayed exceptional leadership, mentoring countless firefighters, and contributing to the advancement of fire protection, emergency response, and public safety education. And whereas on October 1st, 2012, Mr. Persley's position was reclassified from Deputy Fire Chief, Fire Department Suppression Division, to Assistant Fire Chief Facilities. And whereas on October 28, 2013, Mr. Persley transitioned from Assistant Fire Chief Facilities to Deputy Chief of Civil Service. And whereas on January 31st, 2019, Deputy Chief Roland Hugh Persley retired from the City of Edinburg as a career firefighter and returned to the volunteer organization to continue serving the community. And whereas Roland Hugh Persley has devoted 50 years of distinguished service to the fire service, demonstrating unwavering dedication, courage, and commitment to the safety and well-being of the citizens of Edinburg. And whereas the City of Edinburg and the Edinburg Fire Department recognize and express their deepest gratitude for Roland Hugh Persley's invaluable service and sacrifices over the past 5 decades. And whereas the Edinburg City Council would like to recognize and honor the extraordinary contributions of Roland Hugh Pursley to the community and to the fire service. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, Texas, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby recognize Roland Hugh Pursley for his heroism, dedication, accomplishments, commitment, and devoted leadership to the Edinburg Fire Department and the citizens of the community.
Thank everyone for the recognition. I began this venture into the volunteer fire department when I was still a senior in high school, and it doesn't seem like a job to me. So I'm continuing to do what I can as a volunteer. So appreciate it very much.
Well, RH, we refer to him as RH, but you know, he's been here, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all heard the remarks on the proclamation, for 5 decades, you know, helping our city of Edinburgh as a volunteer firefighter for many, many years. And RH, I just wanted to tell you on behalf of myself and the council and probably all the previous administrative elected officials, thank you, you know, for your continued years of service to our city. A lot of you that aren't aware that it just used to be 100% volunteer fire department, the city, how it started. It's now evolved. We're now a big city. We have obviously very large department of paid firemen and everything, but it started with volunteer firefighters like Mr. Pursley and others that were just wanted to protect and serve our community. And so thank you so much, RH, and you know, we really appreciate your years of service. This is not a retirement. You heard him, he's still serving. So, you know, it's not like this is a recognition of all his years of service. Well, it is, but he's continuing to serve, and that's very admirable of him. He just loves what he does. I only have one request. Can we bring the barbecue back that we used to have for the volunteer firefighters? I remember, yeah, all right. Even Fern clapped at that, right? So it's just, I know why it was done. It was done when it was, you know, for the volunteer firemen to raise money. Obviously, most of the departments now paid. The city covers it as we should. But I don't know. I just think maybe we should bring back that barbecue. It used to be on a Saturday, on a, you know, on a Sunday. I remember every September, you know, and so. But I know you were a big part of that, as many of the firefighters too, and many people in the community. So, but RH, thank you so much again for years of service, and you know, look forward to you continuing helping us here with the city.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, we now have a proclamation recognizing October 13th through 17th as the Texas Chamber of Commerce Week. And we have our Edinburg Chamber of Commerce here and their team as well. If you could join us at the podium, we will go down there and join you on the recognition.
Texas Chamber of Commerce Week, October 13 through 17, 2025. Whereas the Edinburgh Chamber of Commerce goes about each day serving businesses and the community at large, many citizens know the Chamber as the organization that cuts the ribbon of a new business in town, or the group that holds the shovels in the photo with the mayor and council for the groundbreaking of a new business, expansion, or development. Some may know the Chamber as the volunteers that coordinate a local festival or parade that celebrates the season and good times for all. And whereas the Chamber of Commerce professionals work with the education system to create scholars and eventually high-skilled qualified workers to serve businesses in the community. Some chambers operate programs teaching entrepreneurship to young people who will eventually begin their own ventures and grow the local economy. And whereas chambers advocate locally, statewide, and federally to ensure that their community receives projects, funding, completion of necessary road enhancements, improvements, and mobility. They fight to maintain a regulatory system that allows business to thrive and the local economy to grow, with a watchful eye on public safety and the consideration of all people. And whereas in times of disaster, chambers are quite often ground zero for getting the message out and services to business. They work with other entities who assist businesses with rebuilding, reopening their doors, and working through a difficult time. And whereas chamber organizations are in the arena looking out for people, whether it is for healthcare or a new turn signal, early childhood education, or the development of a new business. They are there working, connecting, advocating, and serving. And whereas the Edinburg City Council recognizes the accomplishments of the Edinburg Chamber of Commerce and asks residents to take a moment to stop by your local office, or if you happen to see your chamber staff around town, please thank them for their work and commitment to the community. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby recognize October 13th through 17th, 2025 as Texas Chamber of Commerce Week, and encourage everyone to learn a little more about the areas of focus at your local chamber and consider where you might fit as a member and volunteer.
Good evening. Thank you all. Ronnie Laralde, Executive Director of the Edinburg Chamber of Commerce and our CVB division. I did want to recognize our board members that are here with us today, and of course our staff. So we have our newly elected president, Nick Cantu with Society 204 and Fox Real Estate. Thank you for being here. We also have Jesse Trevino with Sugar Bear Entertainment. Jesse. We also have Carla Garcia with DHR Health. We have Priya Govin with Town Place Suites and Marriott. Don't see any other board members here, but we do have our team here. We have Imelda Rodriguez, which has served 20 years for the chamber, so a round of applause for her as well. We also have Brittany Sanchez and Stacy Sanchez, who are new to the team, but we definitely enjoy having them around. They've done a lot of work in a year that's gone by. So a round of applause for our board and the team. The chamber represents about 900 businesses. We have 13 board members who represent all the industries, and I want to thank you guys on behalf of the chamber, our membership. I know, the city, the EDC, ourselves, the staff, council, we have close ties. We move together as one. So I just wanted to state, on behalf of the Edinburg Chamber of Commerce, we are deeply honored to receive this recognition and celebration of Chamber of Commerce Week, especially this year, since we will be turning 100 this year we're now October, so we'll be celebrating that November 1st. For a century, the Edinburg Chamber has proudly served as the voice of our business community, championing growth, fostering collaboration, and driving economic progress in the city of Edinburg. This milestone is a reflection of the dedication of our members, our business leaders, our volunteers, and community partners who have made our mission possible. As we commemorate 100 years of service, we reaffirm our commitment to advocate for local businesses, support entrepreneurship, and continue building stronger, more prosperous Edinburgh for generations to come. We extend our sincere gratitude to the City of Edinburgh and our community for their continued trust and partnership. Together, we celebrate a century of progress and look forward to the next 100 years of excellence. So I want to thank you all. The chamber, I always say, is the front door to the city. We get so many questions regarding how to start a business, where to go visit, where to go eat. Who do I contact at City Hall? Who do I contact at the Economic Development Corporation? We've even had calls, when does trick-or-treating start? So we've seen them all, we've heard it all, and I always feel like we're the front line, and it's been an honor serving, since 2012. We've seen remarkable growth, especially in the past 10 years, and it's exciting times in the city of Edinburgh, and I want to thank you guys for your continued support. Of course, we can't do this alone, and so I want to reiterate the city staff, our fire department, our police department, our EDC, and of course our council. Together, we're better as a community. So I want to stress that we need to come together and make sure we take the city of Edinburgh to the next level again. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie, and to the chamber. Please pass along our gratitude to the board and all the team for all that y'all do out in the community. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
And congratulations on the Monitor's Choice Awards once again.
All right, we're going to move on to item 6, public comments.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. The Edinburgh City Council allows for a specific portion of the City Council meeting to be dedicated to public comment. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. I will be taking time. Please note the public comment period is not interactive. The council may not respond to public comments. At this time, Mayor and Council, there are 10 public comments. The first public comment is Ms. Fern McClarity regarding taxpayers.
Gentlemen, it does not seem that this council is paying attention to the needs of the people. What the people need and want is lower taxes. More spending equals higher taxes and less money to address family needs. Our Governor Abbott is proposing an increase in the exemption for the homestead properties, and I am certain it will pass, but the issue that is elected officials keep spending, and that increases taxes. 60,000 property owners submitted protests this year, and the review process is still underway. The public strategy is to keep voting for new members until they get the message, no more spending. The existing members are committed to selling bonds to cover the increasing cost of the parking garage, infrastructure, new library, and past commitments. Among past commitments, the most prominent is $10 million to DHR. In reference to the city growth, the most important issue is not infrastructure, it is water. In reference to a new library, the school district has 43 campuses and each has a library. According to the U.S. Census, 64% of our families have computers. Also, DHR Sports Centers, what I call it, located in the Parks and Recreational Building, includes a media and computer lab, an arts and craft studio, a boxing, a MMA training facility, and a weight and game room. My point is that the city has made significant investment in community wants, which are not needs. The place where the city needs to be more assistant is in the economic development. The city provides the Economic Development Corporation about $15 million a year and then goes out to sell $9 million bond, and then because we don't have the money. So the people are paying over $5 million to borrow $9 million. The city council is not looking at good at making deals that improve the lives of the people. This council approved the purchase of the HEB soccer stadium, which was valued at the time at $16 million, but they paid $39 million for it. Now the property is owned by UTRGV Board of Regents. The lack of transparency is why we are suggesting that the people vote for someone else besides the existing members. If anyone would like to know specifically who we recommend, call me. It is extremely important that the people vote in the November election. And I also ask everyone tonight to please pray for Israel and the hostages to come home to their families. We still have, I think, 20 alive. Please make them in your prayers tonight.
Ms. McCurdy also has comments on item 8E, 8F, 12C, 13A, 15B, 15E, 15G, 15J, and 15L. The next public comment is Ricardo Gomez regarding food security, homelessness, and population growth.
Might be recognized.
Yes, can you state your name for the record? I'm sorry.
Ricardo Gomez.
Thank you.
Right, well, as I'm sure many of you are aware, I mentioned earlier, past 10 years has seen quite a lot of growth here in Edinburg. And I just have noticed myself personally that the area has had issues with maybe the homelessness and the population growth. And I just feel like maybe before it gets like Chicago or New York or LA, things of that nature, I'd rather, instead of a cycle of addiction, of wanting things like alcohol or cigarettes or drugs, instead, maybe we focus right now, ahead of time, before those cycles become ingrained in our society, in our city. And I just wanted to bring attention to that. And yes, we do not like paying more taxes for things like infrastructure, but I do feel like, at least left or right or Republican, Democrat, I feel like it is at least incumbent upon us all to recognize the needs of the homeless, the orphan, the widow, and just remember, putting aside religion and government or wherever you stand on how they intermingle, we still should be considerate of those that are in need. That's all. Thank you.
sir. Thank you.
The next public comment is Maria Canto regarding employees breaking UDC.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Good evening.
Well, here I am. Fern is going to give you a package of information. I have been fighting for this matter for over 100 days. In attachment number 1, you can see that the lady in 3305, Audrey, is admitting that she's been working at home in a beauty salon since the pandemic. And then we called the code enforcement on the 9th, July the 9th. Mr. Zavala from code enforcement went and she denied that's attachment number 2. You can see right there in attachment number 2 that she denied that she's working over there, even though she was getting 10 to 15 cars every day. She still does cutting hair. Attachment number 3, I came to a meeting with Mr. Science and Saavedra, CE, code enforcement, to let them know what was going on. I gave them a package of 50 cars only, taking the pictures in 1 week. That's how many cars she had. If she goes at that rate, we are going to have in that 1 block subdivision 5,000 cars because of her. And then in the next page, number 4, you can see that Saavedra sent on July the 21st that the resident Veneranda Castro has been working towards compliance of the city requirements. What city requirements? The UDC says in table 2.202 that any service business, which means a beauty salon, which is tending to people, is prohibited in a subdivision, in a residential subdivision. So what is he talking about next of whom? See, the requirement is no business in a residential area, period. On the next page, number 5, again, Open Records send an email telling us that the lady is already, the woman already has a permit given by zoning. So there is a permit right there. Then in page number 6, I had a meeting with the mayor. I gave her table number 2, which is page number 6, services prohibited. The little line, horizontal line, means prohibited. See, what do you don't understand about prohibited? Number 7, I came to city council to let them know what was going on, and nobody reacted. Because it's your job, city councilman. It is your job to be sure that the UDC is being enforced and is being obeyed. Otherwise, what is it for? Number 7, I got a letter from J Science that no permit was
Thank you, Ms.
given.
Canto.
The woman's still working.
Thank you, Ms. Canto.
The next public comment is Bill Carlson regarding Friends of Ebony.
Evening, Mayor, City Council members, our City Manager. I'm Bill Carlson for the Friends of Ebony Hills Golf Course. I have good news. As of the end of this year, September 30th, we generated $500,848, which meant an increase of 37.8% for the year. Now, we're going back to the 5-year plan that we implemented with our current mayor and several other city commissioners. We were a gross of $200,000 beginning at that time. So from $200,000 to $500,848, we're getting close to paying for ourselves. We were short slightly this year, but we're still moving forward. The cart paths, all the things that we've accomplished with the bridges and such have really shown itself to be a great investment for us in the future. And these capital improvements are going to be paid for through the use of the property as well. We're not just a golf course in respect to a municipal golf course. We have all these schools that use this property every year. We have 8 junior highs that use Ebony solely, and we have 1 high school that there is rotated there as well. The average amount of kids in each one of those programs, 8 junior highs, is 35 kids per junior high. It's awesome to see all these kids out there, and their families are coming on Sunday with, because they want to see how well they're doing. And so it's a great environment, and I do thank you so much for that. We're more than just a golf course in respect to the 4th of July event, which was started and moved over towards Ebony, and it's been a great thing. It's really nice to have that, and the trees keep you a little cooler when you're doing the high stakes cook-off. I know improved their outcome as well. And so we've been very blessed, and I know that we also use it, and we brought it up with Tom Reyna earlier about the runners that use it every year for the long distance competition. So, and we're getting blessed with rain, which we really do need. I thank you all so much.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
The next public comment is Marlon Garza regarding item 8A, abandonment of right-of-way.
Good evening, Mayor. Marlon Garza with Meldon and Hunt, representing the developer for the land. So, on this item for item 8A, we are requesting to abandon a portion just over an acre of right-of-way. This right-of-way was originally dedicated through the ML Woods subdivision, recorded back in 1929. The subdivision then, all it does, as you'll see on the papers handed to you all, is it broke it up into large 10-acre tracts at the time. If you see the bit that I have here with me tonight, you'll notice clearly the area doesn't represent what ML Woods used to be. We have different right-of-ways in different areas surrounding it. The portion that's being abandoned runs along the south side boundary of the subdivision, and then almost centered 40 feet, and then it reduces to 20 feet at the northmost part of the subdivision. The reason for this is there's no other connecting streets to the east or to the west that it could be connected to or accessed from, going east and west, and then same thing north and south. On the south side, there's an existing drain ditch. On the north side, there's already an established subdivision that did not leave a stub out going south. Every other subdivision or every other development has either abandoned the right-of-way or dedicated it someplace else, the same way that we're doing with the subdivision for Jalpa Oaks. Roughly 17-acre subdivision. We have 39 lots, and then the developer is actually the owner for Real del Valle Event Center. He's an established business owner, lives in the city of Edinburg. So he's just trying to get this subdivision accomplished at the end of the day, correct? So like I mentioned, it's a 20-foot wide strip on the south side of the southern boundary, 40 feet going north and south, reduces to 20 at the northmost end. We gave the surveys to the planning and zoning engineering. They reviewed it. We had to do an appraisal. We did that and accomplished that, presented to you all as well. I know y'all aren't allowed to interact at this time, but whenever the item comes, if y'all have any other questions, we'd be more than glad to answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next public comment is Veronica Zamora.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here representing my father, which is my mother's there, Veronica Zamora, for the property that we have in It's on 1000 West Ingle Road in Edinburg, Texas. And we want to rezone it to agricultural use. It says residential right now. But we don't have any intentions for residential use. We want to use this property that's 11 acres. We want to use it for bringing in our show cattle, building some corrals, and just being able to grow some hay, and that's pretty much it. So I appreciate it, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Next public comment is Ronnie Lararde regarding public affairs event.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Ron Laralde, Executive Director of the Edinburg Chamber of Commerce and our CVB division. You know, I want to thank you all for recognizing us for Chamber Week. On top of a lot of the things we do at the Chamber, you know, there's a time, you know, where we have a changing of the guard, and I just wanted to kind of announce that as well. So on November 1st, we'll be having our centennial celebration. We'll be recognizing our past president, which is Mr. Ruben de Jesus with Meldon and Hunt. And then we'll be honoring Mr. Nick Ganthu with Society 204 and the Citrus Live. So he'll take the realm on for this 100-year celebration. I also wanted to say that we would be recognizing our Man and Woman of the Year. I'm glad to announce that we selected the mayor, Ramiro Garza Jr. as our Man of the Year to be honored this year, and also our Woman of the Year would be Veronica Gonzalez from UTRGV. This is a time where we get to present these special accomplishments of the Chamber, recognize our business leaders. It's happening November 1st at Region 1 Event Center, and obviously 100 years, it's going to happen on a Saturday, so we definitely have a lot of history involved in this event. We've put a lot of man hours at the museum, putting together this 100 history. I think we've gone through almost 200 boxes that we have and trying to digitalize everything. So we do invite the public to come out and join us for that big celebration, so they can contact the Chamber for more information. I know my public comment was stated. On top of the divisions that the Chamber does have, we focus on membership service. We focus on leadership development with our leadership program. We focus on tourism with our Hotel Motel Association and our tourism initiatives. And we also focus on marketing the city, as well as our public affairs division. So we have a committee led that, and where we have our public affairs event series. We try to have these quarterly, where they typically happen at the breakfast hour, at the lunch hour for our business community, where they can come out and listen to local officials, state legislators, our healthcare, education, talk about topics that concern our community. And just last month we had the Texas Association of Business President Glenn Hammer come out to Edinburg and the RGV to talk a little bit about an important topic. This coming Thursday, we have the Mayor Candidate Forum at 9 a.m. at the Conference Center at Edinburg Renaissance. So we invite the public. It's going to be live stream on KURV 710, and you can attend this event at the auditorium. So you need more information, you can reach out to the Chamber, 956-383-4974 and edinburgh.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next public comment is Obed Montoya regarding Man of the Year.
This time I won't complain, Mayor. Anyhow, I was hoping to see Jerry here tonight, but my condolences, Jerry. I know you're watching us somewhere out there. Sorry about losing your son. It saddens me to find out. We don't know the circumstances, but he is our council member, and we should just condolences from my family. And Ramiro, like Mr. Alder said, congratulations nominating you for Man of the Year. You're going to win. Maybe we can put a big picture up there of you right there somewhere. Anyhow, I have a letter here that I'm going to deliver. So I tried to open it, but I couldn't. It's sealed. I'm going to give this to Josephine. It's pertaining to the lights that I've been requesting for the last 10 years. Dan, you know about this. Jess, you know about this. Now, this is coming from a church that is going to bring in Zohu. Zohu was not brought by Chamber of Commerce at EDC. They came on their own because McAllen rejected them. Okay? I'm going to hand this, and hopefully Josephine can open it over there in the session, okay? It's sealed. This church has been prosecuted in India and now has a church down my street. They are part of Edinburg now. They're not asking for freebies or tax reduction. No. Please help them out. Okay? They've asked me, should the city contact you? No. This is everything in there. This is what, okay? Now, one last request. Every time I come here on a meeting, I see all the directors and the employees. It reminds me of a song by Garth Brooks, Birds on a Wire. They don't have to be here. They have families. Please, do it voluntarily. Whoever wants to come here, they can do it. I don't know what mayor asked them, you have to be here. I know all these folks, especially on days like this that rain. They should be at their home with their kids and everything. I don't know, but I'm going to look into this. These employees, directors, or public works should not be here on a city council meeting. They shouldn't be required. They have better things to do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The next public comment is Carla Rodriguez regarding the proposal of right-of-way abandonment.
Hi, Mayor.
Hi.
Thank you for hearing us out today again.
Can you just speak on the mic? I'm sorry. Just so we
Absolutely.
can-
Thank you for having us here
Yes.
again. My name is Carla Rodriguez. I own Lot 11 in Trenton Terrace, which is adjoining to Jalpa Oaks Estate, where the engineer was here presenting a big map last time. It was a lot bigger than it was today. I was asked by the city planner to go ahead and speak to him. I said I had nothing to say to him. Like, I wanted to speak to the city. And I came here and I was very surprised that Mr. Diaz said that nobody had an objection whenever I was here the first time that they were proposing the subdivision, period. And some of our neighbors were here. One of them sadly passed away. Another one, she owns like an easement that leads into the man that I said he has 5 acres right behind my house. It's just timber. In my house, I've had snakes, I've had fires, I've had dog bites, and my neighbor is an elderly man. He lost his wife last year. Aside from that, my neighborhood, it's very close to the expressway. It's very close to Lopezville. We're central to everything. I love Edinburg, like loving it, seeing it grow. Whenever you enter the arena, there is still just a 2-way stop. After the arena, we have the Owassa. Owassa is a 4-way stop. Nobody likes to go to Owassa, so we go all the way to Alberta. Alberta is a 2-way stop. Whenever there is, sorry, I'm speaking fast, I'm limited on time. So whenever there's a concert, whenever there is big monster trucks, it gets really packed there, the direction of traffic, and we have ditches. We also like sports. In my community, or in my area, everybody, it's either you have a bicycle, but we don't have a park. The park closes. Our closest park is Escaldón Elementary. It's right next to my house. Escaldón Elementary closes while the little kids are in there. So we can't go to the park. We can't walk the streets because there is so many dogs. So many dogs. Lopezville has the biggest population in like the whole valley, and it's such a small little area. So on Owassa, we have Luchita Libre, and then we have fast pitch baseball, and you take a left, and we have people in ATVs. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, we lost some teenagers on the ditches. we still walk the ditches today. In fact, in the morning, I scouted out our area. I go through the ditch myself. Most of the people that walk in the morning, they carry like if they're Buffy the Vampire, they're gonna, in case a dog shows up. The proposal is, it's an easement, it's the right-of-way that has not just, it's a dedicated, that's what's dedicated to that. And to
Thank you,
go
Ms.
in,
Rodriguez.
it's through Veterans Road. The
you,
easement
ma'am.
doesn't belong to Edinburg.
Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you, ma'am. We have the item on the agenda, so we could allow for comments, and thank you.
The next public comment is Dr. Nazanin Haydarian.
Good evening. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Honorable Mayor, City Council people. Thank you so much for hearing my comments tonight. I'm Dr. Nazanin Haydarian. I'm a parent, I'm a resident of the city of Edinburg, and I'm an assistant professor at UTRGV. Let's see, can you still hear me? Okay, good. So last week, folks across the Rio Grande Valley observed a week without driving. During this week, we reflected on how public transportation and a strong network of sidewalks and bike paths are a lifeline for safety, health, economic prosperity, and the pursuit of happiness. We also discussed ways we can improve and support the city's efforts for current transportation systems to improve them for the needs of the Rio Grande Valley. Along these lines, I'm here to support item 8B on our agenda tonight, to open a part of 107 to pedestrians and cyclists on Sunday morning. The proposed plan is modeled after Mexico City's Paseo Dominical and Muévate en Bici event held every Sunday. This event transforms Paseo de la Reforma into a car-free zone from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. for cyclists, pedestrians, and skaters. It goes by some of the city's prominent landmarks. Similarly, this event that's proposed on October 12th in Edinburg is planned to take place by UTRGV, the Transit Center, City Hall, the ACE, the Amphitheater, South Texas Museum, and the County Courthouse. We have a rich area here. I would like to thank Mayor Garza for personally delivering the proclamation for our Week Without Driving event at the opening reception held last Monday. I would also like to thank the city staff of Edinburg whose work involved in planning and executing this Week Without Driving made it possible and taught me a lot. And I would also like to thank our partners with the City of McAllen, Valley Metro, UTRGV, Unidos contra la Diabetes for their support and planning for Week Without Driving, and I will sit tight to listen for the discussion on 8B. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
There are no further comments, Mayor.
All right, thank you. That being the case, we're going to move on to item 7. We have one public hearing. I will open up the hearing now for item 7A. And you read the item now, or?
Hold public hearing and consider the ordinances providing for the comprehensive plan amendment from outer urban uses to general commercial uses and the rezoning request from residential primary district to commercial general district as described, located at 1523 South 10th Avenue, as requested by Alan Mercado.
Motion approved.
Sorry, I need to open the hearing. So the hearing is now open, so if there's anyone here who wishes to comment on this item, you may do so at this time. There be no comments at this time. We'll close the public hearing. Council?
Motion approved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Move on to item 8, ordinances. Item 8A.
Consider ordinance providing for the abandonment of a right-of-way for attractive land containing 1.036 acres situated in the city of Edinburg, County of Hidalgo, Texas, as described, located on the west side of South Veterans Boulevard, as requested by Meldon and Hunt, and authorize the city manager to execute all documents related thereto.
All right, council, I think this was tabled last time. Do we need to remove from table?
Yes.
Okay, can I get a motion to remove from table?
So moved.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Are there any other motions on this item?
Make the motion approve.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second discussion.
Okay, go ahead.
So I asked this item to be tabled so we could talk more to the landowners. My confusion was that on paper there was no one against, and then we found some. I did drive the area, had family members of the property reach out, and they all seem to be in favor. I know there's some objection on some neighbors, but I wanted a little more time for everybody to talk about it. And that's the reason I tabled it.
I will, at this time, ma'am, you didn't finish making your comments. Is there anything you wanted to add, ma'am? We only have 3 minutes on the public comments, so I will allow them at this time if you want to share anything further that you didn't get to share.
No.
No, just come up, ma'am.
You have
You can
time.
come up to the podium. I know we only have 3 minutes under public comments, so just, if there was anything else you wanted to add,
Absolutely. The letter hardly went out to anybody, and we're only circled 5 people. I wanted to hand deliver the objections for 4 of the people on those five objections. I'd also had them faxed and emailed. On the easement, there's an easement right there to go into there. The easement doesn't belong to the city, it belongs to the irrigation system. The right-of-way, it is on the lot, and it is a beautiful right-of-way. I have pictures, and I mean, it would be of great use for the whole area to be able to use it. That's the right-of-way. It's not just for one person, it's for everybody. The entrance to the right-of-way is already like, it's already paved entrance. They came and they just built a fence, and then it's like, it's already theirs, and now they're asking for it. The easement doesn't get serviced by the area, it gets serviced by us neighbors. There's apartments, big apartments that don't have a way to get out to the fire. I reached out to the fire marshal, to the fire chief. I reached out to the garbage people, and I asked, how are we going to get the dumpsters? They said that they usually won't serve as a private road, and especially when that's underdeveloped. The school bus, no answer. Fire chief, no answer. I spoke to Mr. Riojas in person. I thought he might have called me back. No answer. I've seen, I've asked for a permit, and there is very much a fire hazard. They're already building in the arena. The arena was in 2018, whenever they were building it, and the arena itself, it caught on fire. Whenever they were welding, the insulation caught on fire. The right-of-way would be great to be able to go in for the services, all of the services, police, firemen, everyone, and just to go ahead and give it to somebody just because this gentleman doesn't, he pays less taxes than us that have been there established, for our less than 1 acre, I'm 0.75 of an acre. I pay 125 just for the land. For their 2.5 acres, for each of their 2.5, because they have a lot of 2.5. And they have event centers, and they're paying less than $60,000 for their 2.5 versus my underdeveloped, or my other, all of us in Leticia Estates, and they came in developing without permits. And they got their trucks in through the easement. The easement is not the city's. The city told me they're never gonna come and pave it because there's big lines. Whenever I asked the city open records, they took over 15 days to finally, somebody contacted me on the 7th day, and it was in the city engineer. I'm not an engineer, I didn't even finish college. And he was like, oh, I can't give you, I asked for information on pipes, on gas pipes that are on the right-of-way that they're proposed, and the gentleman, the Meldon and Hunt, is the one who, he pulled me out to the side while the meeting was still going on, and told me that that these pipes that they're not even going to be able to make pools there. That why do we need it anyways? Well, there's a right of way, and we need the right of way because that's the way to enter the neighborhood. That's technically the way. And 5 acres, maybe he doesn't want to develop right now. But I mean, I'm going on 42, and I'm barely going to have my first baby. He's an old man, and his wife also had her children older, and I mean, he doesn't want any problems. But I mean, my friend's kid, a dog was on a leash. There's dogs there everywhere. I brought a picture, not very graphic, but like the dog was on a leash. Same dog. None of these dogs, they've been detained for a whole year. I mean, the dogs come in. They just made a fence. They made a fence on the easement. That's not theirs yet. The right of way is still not theirs. The fence is already there. It's already coming apart on the easement. So the right of way would greatly benefit. The man doesn't have service for garbage. He doesn't have service for water. So if there is a fire, wherever, whether it's right by the arena, this is the arena right behind here. This is the last lot on our street that's still connecting to Jalpa Estates. This is the arena right there. This is the grass. This is this morning. And that's a ditch. There's people that walk it, and there's just no way to, I mean, how can we just give it up? I mean, that's the city. The easement is not the city's. It's the irrigation system.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Mr. Acevedo, could you come maybe speak to some of this that was brought up on the, I know you all give us a background. I appreciate the backgrounds in the packet, but so whose easement is this, or what? I mean,
there's an easement along the north side that belongs to the irrigation district, and that's how
just
they've been getting access.
Just south of Leticia Street,
right,
where their homes are.
The residents that she was talking about have access through another street that services all the lots for that residential subdivision.
Which street is that?
It's further north. I want to say it's Leticia Street.
Leticia Street. Okay.
So there's no need for those residents to use this access easement. They have their own private, or not private, but a public street, Leticia Street, which they access to go in and out of that subdivision.
And so the area in yellow here, that's the easement right now on the packet that is requested to be abandoned. Is that correct?
No, that is the right-of-way that was recorded in an old county plot.
Okay, so which one is it on the south side then?
Can't really see it. It's not identified in the
Well,
packet.
there's something marked in yellow in our packet. That's what I was.
That's the county old right-of-way that was, I guess, transferred over to the city.
Okay, so which is the abandoned, which is the 1.036 acres?
It's what's in yellow.
Okay, so that is what's in yellow. Okay.
Yeah, what she's referring to is a separate easement that runs along the north side of that property. I can kind of show you where.
Right, okay.
Could you point the mouse there?
Well, there it is. Yeah, but do you have the packet? Can we put the packet up there so everybody can see what we're seeing and just the yellow?
I don't have an exhibit that I can put on the computer, but I can point to it on the mouse. It's this dirt or caliche road that starts here off of Veterans and goes down this property line.
But what's going to happen to that once the development moves forward?
That's going to remain. As a matter of fact, I think the developer in a certain section, it increased the size of that easement to 30 feet. That's not going away. That's going to be the access to that property in the back there so that it's not landlocked.
So that easement's not in question in this item?
No, it's kind of been with this item tonight.
Yeah, I guess maybe clarify on some of that. So besides the irrigation easement that's on the north side, if I'm not mistaken, irrigation has a 20-foot irrigation easement that runs east and west on the north between Jalpa and Trenton Terrace that's to the north, which is where the resident was coming from. Overlapping with the irrigation, there is an existing portion that doesn't go all the way to the rear, but there is an existing 30-foot access easement in there. Like I mentioned, it doesn't go all the way to the rear, but through the subdivision process for Jalpa, we are dedicating south of that an additional 20 feet all the way to the rear, so that ultimately, whenever they decide to develop in those rear 5 acres, they'll be able to have not just a 30 or a 20, but a 50-foot access easement or dedicated right of way at that time. Because of the subdivision process and the way that you have to dedicate right of way, we didn't dedicate those 20 feet as right of way because it's just partial right of way that would not be turned into a roadway or anything of the sort. But we are giving an additional 20 all the way to the rear, separate from the existing 30 that ends. I want to say maybe I don't want to fight, but it ends right around lot 7 or 8 on Trenton Terrace on the north side.
So there's a property there to the west. How are they going to access that property?
So currently, they've been using it where, even though the 30-foot access easement doesn't reach all the way to the rear, they've been using it. It's been, as you see it in the aerials, there is already a roadway that goes all the way.
It's a
Irrigation District.
Oh, District 2.
Yes.
Okay.
And so they've already reviewed our plat. We've already given them everything for them to review and approve. They're signing the Mylar at their next agenda meeting. They've been informed of all of this as well.
So, I mean, how do we have this right of way here in the middle of property? I mean, normally we have right of way on the roadways and all that. How does we have this right of way that's in yellow, right?
So that was the Emma Woods subdivision that I mentioned earlier, recorded in 1929.
Okay.
It breaking up 10-acre tracts. So that's how you ended up with that 40-foot right of way in the middle. That is never used. It's not on any thoroughfare map. Neither portion of that right of way that's being abandoned is not recognized by MPO or the city of Edinburg as thoroughfare for any future road expansion, because it doesn't connect anywhere east or west or north or south anymore.
So let me ask, the access, because I drove that, I'm more visual. Yeah. The access off of Veterans is just a small alley. It was very muddy. I almost got stuck there. Correct. So that access off of Veterans is not in question here? What's in question is the right-of-way, the old 1929 dedicated right-of-way.
That access, that alley that you're speaking of, is still going to remain. What the lady was mentioning about a fence being put up by the owner, prior to the development of the subdivision, he did put up a fence. We have notified him that he would have to move it once.
So that fence is going to be removed?
It'll be moved.
Adjusted.
Yes, okay. Adjusted outside of those 30 and 20 that are dedicated.
So in driving that, I know there's emails, there's information from the property owner. What's the name of the family at the end of that easement that goes off of Veterans? What's the last name?
I know
because that dead ends straight into a property, and my question was, how are they going to have access? And the family submitted some responses. Can you talk about that?
Yes, it was. I know the young lady's name that was representing the family that night. Her first name was Esmeralda. I believe the last name was Hernandez, if I'm not mistaken. So, much like the here present tonight referred to, I did speak to her, and then I spoke to the owner, representing the family of that land in the rear. I know there were some emails that were interchanged where they were in favor of it after we described everything. So part of the reasoning for the 20 that's being abandoned on the south side is there's a 40-foot gas pipeline easement just north of that. So even if you tried to dedicate the remaining 30 to make a roadway, you really can't pipeline easement there where you can't build a roadway on the south side.
So the abandonment, the 1.036 acres that is on the agenda, does that include all that south side also? Or is it just the north-south strip?
It's the west and the north.
Also, it is both?
Yes, it's both.
Both. Everything in yellow.
Yeah. So typically when we do or consider an abandonment, there's a process for that. Are we following that, or more question for our legal counsel?
So we actually don't have a specific ordinance in place, or it's not in our UDC specific on how to follow the abandonment process. You can do it a number of ways, but it is up to the discretion of council, depending on how you want to proceed.
I just thought we had done another abandonment.
It was reviewed by the department before being presented to council.
Right, but I guess my point is...
You have considered other abandonments in the past.
Right, and there was a process. There was an appraisal, and there was like a...
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so that's what I was asking, if we we're doing that here as well.
It's different than how you've considered it in the past because some of the requests that have come previously were from utilities, specifically from utilities, right? Other entities.
And Councilman, we received a letter from a Esmeralda Mendez. She is the family, and she said that she's in support of the abandonment request. And she also noted, please note, she is not my representative, has no authority over Lot 31, and my family does not endorse her comment or involvement. She's referring to Carla.
And that's the owner of the property that dead ends on the easement?
Right.
All right, any other comments?
And the other question I have is, so this was plotted even though that right-of-way was there, and so all because I see it's going through lots, and part of the description says it's going through a couple of planned lots. This was plotted that way, even though that right-of-way had not been...
Correct.
Had not been abandoned as of yet. Okay, you're still pending.
And just as a matter of clarification, this item came for discussion and consideration because it was submitted at the request of the developer as part of the development process, because they have an item pending with planning and zoning that will go to the P&Z board.
Any other comments? Can you come to the podium? I'm sorry.
I think that the other owner of the easement, the irrigation system should at least have something to say. Right. We're talking about 5 acres, and it doesn't just affect one family. It affects everybody around it. And the lots, I mean, even whenever it was built, this is the subdivision that they've already rezoned and all of that. It says right away right here, and it says dedicated easement. The easement doesn't belong to the city. We're saying that that's the only way that this gentleman's family could go in. There's already light posts there. You can't turn around a school bus. You can't turn, you can't. I'm mentioning there is no utilities. They're cornering him out. I mean, I can't speak for his family. I could speak for me. They moved the fence. They moved the fence. They would move the fence on the weekends. They would have their welder there. They didn't ask the irrigation system. I asked for public requests. They were like, oh, well, I don't know. You have to ask the irrigation system. And they took 17 days. I mean, last week on Thursday, as they responded to me, I went to the lady you come in through the easement. Nobody fixes that. Whenever it's muddy and it rains, I've gotten stuck multiple times. I've owned it since 2010. Since 2010, and I mean, if that's their only way in, and and the city doesn't own it, how can we just give away what is the right of way? We're talking about a nice. This is my house over here. They already made that road. There's light post right there. That's the easement. These are 5 acres. Whenever he develops it or sells it, it has no value. It's not going to have any value. They're cornering him. And I mean, that is the only way out. So now they've built the fence, they moved him. He puts all his cars on the easement right by my house, and that's not even his, that's the irrigation system. So, I mean, in the long run, I mean, yes, you should have your city engineers look into it. You should have the irrigation have a consensual, that they're okay with, it being used, because if there's pipes down there and then this right-of-way has gas pipes as well, I couldn't get that information. I thought I was going to come over here and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to have some information for the gentleman. I was shut down, and it took so long to return my public request. And then not only that, the city engineer, his name was Mr. Sergio Castro, he told me, I'm going to call code enforcement because none of you neighbors on those lots since the very beginning are supposed to be using that. So I went to one of the ladies that she has, that's her entrance. Her house is, she had a business here, and then her house was in the back. That's her entrance to go in. The neighbor after that, I have they didn't even get a letter. So it rained on me, and that's how I printed them out. They look so ugly, but I'm here to hand deliver them, had them faxed, had them emailed as well. And I mean, only 5 people got the thing. And it's a beautiful, like, right away, you know, right into veterans. It's not new. It was fenced because there was a gas line. There was a gas, like, a company, and they're doing a lot of the things without permits. I mean, with no permits, they're like moving the fence, putting light posts. Not only that, they're also putting like manholes and stuff like that onto the easement, and then they're saying, oh, we're dedicating something to you. No, you're not. You don't put on your shoes walk out the door with his shoes and then say that you're gonna buy them later. Like, first you do certain things in a strategic way. This is the easement for the gentleman to come in. I mean, and not only is it all bumpy, this is Veterans Road. Not only is it all bumpy, this is what they're left with. This is residue from the new construction, and now there's a fence as well here. I mean, not only can that catch on fire, and the firemen are not gonna go, their engine, I mean, it takes 2 years, they said in the last meeting, to order a truck that, we're not asking for paved anything. We're just asking for, like, you know, don't just give it up, because that's the right of way. It was designed for a reason. You're doing this to the easement and telling the man to go ahead. We're giving you some space to go in. 20 feet, 30 feet, like, you can't turn a car around, much less a school bus, much less a fire hydrant and truck.
All right, ma'am. Well, thank you so much for coming and providing us this information.
Mayor, real fast, Mr. Acevedo, just for the record, the easement she's talking about is not in reference to this item, correct?
Right.
Okay,
That's
so
the north
Mayor,
side.
can we just call a vote?
Yes.
Please.
Right. Go ahead. We already have the motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item B.
Consider ordinance providing for a temporary special use permit and resolution approving the temporary closure for a week without driving, pedestrian, and cycling event to be held Sunday, October 12, 2025, with a route commencing at the northeast corner of 4th Avenue and University Drive to conclude at the intersection of 16th Avenue and University Drive from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. as requested by Dr. Nazanin Heydarian.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I just want to thank you, Dr. Hardim, for bringing this to us. And we appreciate all the efforts y'all are doing. Thank you. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item C.
Consider ordinance providing for the temporary special use permit for the 5th Annual Pride's March to be held on Saturday, October 25th, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office Victims Unit, as described, located at 107 North 10th Avenue, as requested by Joanne Garza on behalf of Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item D.
Consider ordinance providing for a temporary special use permit for the St. Joseph Catholic School Turkey Fest to be held Friday, November 7, 2025, through Saturday, November 8, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at St. Joseph's Catholic School, as described, located at 119 West Bay Street.
So move.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item E.
Consider amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Edinburg, Texas at Title III Administration by adding Chapter 38 Elections, Article 1 Electioneering.
Council.
So move.
We have a motion. Is there a second? We have a second. Yes, ma'am. I know you had a question on that.
I just wanted, because I was trying to see exactly what this is, where it is, because I was looking at electioneering means. So could someone just explain what this is and how this relates to the public and to the property and stuff?
Sure. This is basically council has the authority to implement reasonable time, place, and manner regulations for electioneering on poll locations on city-owned property. So because of the upcoming election and future elections, to the extent that any of the city-owned locations will be poll sites, this will place regulations on electioneering allowed on those poll locations at the time of early voting and voting, the election day.
What are the?
They're attached to the.
Yeah, so it's the same that the county has, I believe.
Right.
So what I think what this has to do with, I think our Parks and Recreation building is now added as an early voting site by the county. And so, because it's a city facility, the county regulations don't apply to a city facility. So I think what this is we're
the same.
we're now
Mimicking.
putting in place the same regulation the county has for the county.
For city buildings.
Yeah, for city. Yes. All right. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item F, council, I understand this doesn't require action, but it's an informational item.
Do you want to, well, I was going to ask if you wanted to suspend the rules
Okay.
to allow
Yeah,
for some
can I get a motion
discussion?
to suspend?
So
the rules?
moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. All right, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so we're considering amending the Code of Ordinances at Chapter 118, and in visiting with the police chief, we have gotten some input from some of the towing and record companies in the area, and so we ask for an additional opportunity to meet with them to go over some of the proposed changes that we're presenting to council and bring it back to you at the next meeting. So we're not asking for action on this item.
So this will come back. Y'all provide us the information
Yes.
for the next meeting.
Yeah, also, if we could have some, the citizens there that have some issues, make sure we're here from the businesses and the residents at the same time.
We have had individuals come to council and make complaints on the record, and so we will take that into.
Very well. So this will be back at our next meeting then? Okay.
That is the plan there.
All right, we're gonna move on to item 9, variances, item A.
Consider variance request to the City's Unified Development Code, Article 5, Subdivision Standards, Division 5.100, Proposed and Application, Section 5.102, Applicability as described, located at 1714 East Chapin Road, as requested by RK5 Properties LLC.
All right, council.
So move.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Second. We have a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And move on to item 10A, awarding of bids.
Consider awarding bid number 2025-25 fuel, motor oil, and lubricants to Gold Star Petroleum for the unit prices as listed for unleaded fuel, clear diesel, and diesel, and to Argandegi Oil Company 2 Ltd for the United unit prices as listed for motor oil and lubricants, and authorize city manager to enter into an agreement related thereto.
All right, council.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Second. With second, any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item B.
Consider authorizing the purchase of one 2026 Chevy Tahoe, including accessories and equipment installation through the cooperative agreement TIPS contract number 240901, and the purchase of an emergency vehicle package through the local government purchasing cooperative agreement by board contract number 698-23, and the purchase of a vehicle radio system through the Houston Galveston Area Council cooperative agreement contract number RA05-21 using fiscal year 2024 Operation Stone Garden Grant number 3172510, funds in the amount of $111,611.27.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item C.
Consider authorizing the purchase of universal nestable containers from Toter LLC of Statesville, North Carolina through Sourcewell per unit price listed.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item D.
Consider the approval of change order number 1 by JMJ DS Corp., DBA JMJ Constructors for bid number 2024-02, Phase 1 upgrades to existing wastewater treatment plant project to increase the contract amount by $3,397,168.86 and authorize city manager to execute any documents related thereto.
So move.
We have a motion and a second. I know there's a question on that, but I did want to see if is Jerry here? Just wanted, I see the word change order, so I got to ask for explanation on that. So can you kind of give us please, a brief background?
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. Gerardo Carmona, Director of Utilities. So with this change order, we are working on fixing some of the deteriorated equipment that has gone down, and to also address some of the
issues that we're having on the electrical, and to replace some of the piping that's already been deteriorated before we have an actual emergency, which eventually is going to cost more for the city.
Right, and I saw that. I was just wondering why this wasn't a part of the package for the project on the, the improvements that we're doing out there and for the wastewater treatment plant.
Yes, sir. So during the original bid, we didn't have issues. Some of this equipment that went down happened after the fact.
How long ago was that?
It was this year.
No, that, we went out for bids and then that.
Oh, it was last year.
So last year, so within 12 months, these issues surfaced?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because there's quite a few of them under the electrical and some of the issues. I know these things need to be done. I was just wondering and so we issued bonds for this. So do we have the funds?
Yes, sir. We do have the funds.
Okay, to carry this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so did the bid come out lower or what? How do we have the funds?
So we still had a contingency on the Texas Water Development Board.
Okay.
We still had about 1.11 million, and then the remaining funds will be coming from the utility fund, which is resolved from the water and sewer rate.
So it'll be separate from the bond issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Some of these issues, it kind of contributes to increase in smell.
Yes, sir. So one of the issues is the odor control will help mitigate the smell that we have.
Right, and these upgrades will hopefully alleviate that.
Yes, sir.
All right. And Fern, did you have a question, ma'am? Right. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's in the pad. These are things that need to be done. It's at our wastewater treatment plant, but I was just, it's part of the overall expansion. How's the expansion going? Our timeline?
Good, sir. With this, we are going to expand the timeline to 180 days with the change order.
Right.
So that'll push us a little bit more. We are close to finishing the one of the new sections, which is the 5 million gallon section. So, yes, sir.
All right. There's no other questions. I'll call for a vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 11, contractuals. Item A.
Consider authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with WSP USA based on RFQ number 2021-001 in the amount of $400,000 for bid document preparation and construction design, cell construction and liner installation, quality control assurance, liner quantity certification surveying, technical construction certification and reporting, and general project oversight for Unit 7, Cell 1A under TCEQ permit MSW 956-C to the Edinburg Regional Sanitary Landfill Facility.
Motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 12, resolutions.
Consider resolution authorizing the city manager to submit a grant application to the Office of the Governor under fiscal year 2025 State Homeland Security Program and Urban Area Security Initiative supporting border crisis response and enforcement projects, grant program, and execute grant documents relating thereto.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item B.
Consider resolution authorizing the city manager to enter an airport project participation agreement for Texas Department of Transportation Aviation Division Project 25121 EDINB for perimeter security fence and gates replacement at South Texas International Airport at Edinburg.
So moved.
Second. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item C.
Discuss and consider resolution nominating a candidate or candidates for the Board of Directors of the Hidalgo County Appraisal District for 2026, 2020 through 2029. At this time, Mayor and Council, the two that are up for appointment are Joe Olivares and Richard Garza.
Make a motion to for them both. Yeah, to nominate both of them.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 12, election. A.
Okay. Consider
Or
authorizing.
13. Excuse me. 13. Yeah.
Consider authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract for election services between the City of Edinburg and the Hidalgo County Elections Administration for the City of Edinburg Municipal General Election to be held on November 4th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Had we approved this already, or is this a? Oh, okay, so and that'll cover the new early voting location as well?
Yes,
The-
it's basically the fees for them
All-
running the election.
Early voting and then election day?
Yes.
Okay. Vern, did you have a question? Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's just a contract for the fees. Are they similar to last time, or?
It's going to be just our proportionate share,
Okay.
depending on everybody that's
For
running.
the city sites,
Right,
right?
right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 14, I think this item has been pulled, right?
Yes, sir,
Sign
Mayor. At this time,
ordinance.
staff is requesting to
Okay.
withdraw the item.
All right. Okay, we're gonna move on to item 15, consent agenda. There are quite a few of them on here, and I think Ms. Fernie had some questions on some of these. Have you gotten them answered, or do we? If not, I'll ask for a motion to. You had E, G, J, and L. So if we can ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve A through I.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second? We have a second. Go ahead, ma'am.
I did have a couple of questions. Just every once in a while, if y'all would just kind of explain what they are, then the people wouldn't be calling me to ask me what it is. I know 15E, is there any other way to save money about this water that you're buying? You're purchasing 3,300 cubic feet of water, and at 264,000, is that the best that we can do? Do we not have something else that we had brought to the city? And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, well, real quick on that one, that's an existing agreement that we have, so it's, I
it's not
understand.
another one. It sounded like it was,
No, we're always looking for more, believe me. This is,
Okay.
this is something we have for Irrigation District 1.
Right.
For the existing, yeah.
okay, well,
But-
that's what I want. And then the other one was 15G, just to explain what 15.6 was, because it looks like it's,
Oh, for the generator?
yeah.
Yeah. You want to just go around there real quick?
That's reducing the amount, Mayor.
Yeah, it is,
for the
but it's
generator.
for
Yeah.
a generator, right?
Yes.
That was reducing.
Yes, good evening, Gerardo Carmona, Director of Utilities. So this project was for the wastewater treatment plant, a grant that we got from TDM. So we didn't use 34,000 of the contingency, so we're taking this reduction to close out the project.
Right, so it's a reduction, yeah.
Yes.
And then the last 15J in there also. This is talking about the testing and things. Can you describe, this is about the parking garage, I believe, over
Right.
there.
Yeah, this is a scope of service for, starting with the construction, so
Okay.
we have to have testing done of
All right,
the,
because I
the
know
work
that
done.
that particular property, when the county purchased it years ago, there was only supposed to be like 2 or 3 gas tanks because it was a filling station, and
Right.
I think we ended up with 11.
Yeah.
And I just wondered, you know,
That part of this construction is that this testing, this case, this engineering company is gonna be out there doing the materials testing.
okay.
And, we have to have that contract.
All right,
So,
thank you.
yeah. All right. All in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item
Mayor, pardon the interruption, but
Yes.
can we just clarify the items? Because I believe it might, the motion might have been A through I,
Oh,
and we still need
it's-
J, K, and L if I'm not
can
mistaken.
you restate the motion?
I'm
or-
sorry, L, A through L.
Okay.
I didn't
You
wear
wanna
my
amend your
readers.
motion? Yeah.
I'm in my motion
Okay.
for items A through L.
Yes.
Sorry, I
that's-
didn't have my
okay,
glasses.
no problem.
Okay.
Is there a second? Second.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Got another question, the L one. Can you explain that one? I was told it might be pulled tonight, I thought. That's about the funeral escort?
We're just rescinding the.
Yeah, there's an ordinance in place
Just rescinding
for
it.
that,
We're
but
removing it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just wondered who was doing it now if y'all were, changing something up. All right.
yeah, there's not change. All right, all in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Under 16 other business, council, is there any items you want to request for next meeting? If not, I will move on to item 17, executive session. Is there a motion convenient to executive session?
So move.
We have a motion. We have a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. It is 7:29 PM. We're going to go into executive session.
Item A, consultation with city attorney. Item B, discussion and possible action regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. Item C, discussion and possible action regarding economic development matters.
All right, we're now back from executive session. Can I get a motion to reconvene?
So move.
We have a motion to second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Just want the record to reflect that there was no action taken in executive session. I believe there's an item that does need action.
Yes, Mayor. Under item 17B, I recommend a motion authorizing the city attorney and city manager to proceed as directed on terms and conditions as discussed in executive session.
So move.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any other items?
No further action is needed at this time.
Great. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
A motion to second. All in favor, raise your right hand. We're adjourned.